So, some more news re Alien Covenant and some not so new news. Spoilers ahead, so please beware and don't watch if you want a major story point potentially revealed. Though I will say this, guys, it's been heavily rumoured, so it isn't much of a spoiler. Bloody Disgusting and IO9 revealed the scene that played prior to a special showing of Alien. The scene in question is something we could briefly see in the trailer, but these two outlets provide further details which really open up the scene and also give us a great more info on what kind of David we are set to get in the upcoming movie. The scene in question is where we witness Christopher Oram, Billy Crudup's character, approaching some eggs and an android in the corner watching as he gets face hugged. The following report from Bloody Disgusting confirms this android to be David, and they state the following. David is giving Christopher a tour of his workshop where he's been working on genetically engineering creatures of his own. He's become fascinated with these alien creatures in the wake of the events of Prometheus. David shows Christopher a handful of familiar looking eggs that are part of his process, revealing that he needs a human host in order to complete their birth. That host, of course, is Christopher himself. So IO9 have a far greater and more detailed report as follows. So far, the clips all showed beats familiar to fans of the long-running sci-fi horror series. However, the third one harboured the most morbid twist. In it, we see Captain Oram talking to an android played by Michael Fassbender. However, this wasn't the newly revealed Walter model, it's David, the android last seen in Prometheus, who explains to Oram that he's become something of an amateur zoologist. As the camera lingered on dissected specimens, David revealed he's been studying the Xenomorph. He explained that he's mapped how insectoid carriers burst from spores to infect hosts and create hybrid life forms. David spoke admirably about the adaptive qualities of the Xenon as he led Oram to a subterranean chamber filled with the iconic alien egg sacs. Oram asked about the status of these sacs and David replied that they're waiting for Mother, and assuring the human they're perfectly safe, I assure you. The flaps of one sac opened, showing motion behind a cloudy membrane. Oram leaned over the opening to peer inside and a facehugger leapt onto his head. David watched impassively as Oram struggled and died. So Alien vs Predator Galaxy, a superb website, apparently can clarify that the intent of this scene is that David is responsible for the creation of these particular eggs. The origins of the alien species as a whole is not explained, however, in any clear-cut manner. As has been noted in several of the recent set reports, the aliens in this film have a deliberate lack of biomechanical in design because, as production designer Chris Seegers explained, we're sort of edging into that. So what do you think of this news, guys? I mean, we knew from Ridley Scott himself that we're to find out who created the Xenomorph. This also confirms a lot of the rumours that were circulating around December time that David was indeed responsible for their creation. Personally, I'm still leaning on the black goo being either an old experimental weapon or experiment by the engineers which David then continues and attempts to recreate. It would just make sense with the pilot in the derelict being far older than the events of Alien Covenant. That being said though, Ridley Scott may choose to completely retcon that entirely, which would be a shame, and I don't think he will, simply because the whole prequel movies seem to be based around the pilot, as well as the Xenomorph, and I have some faith that he'll tie into it nicely. However, of course, I could be completely wrong. But let me know what you think either down below in the comment section, or you can tweet it to me at Mr. H Reviews. If you did enjoy this video, then please consider leaving a like, and if you're new here, then consider subscribing to stay up to date on all things Alien and Predator. I do character breakdowns, theories, and as said here, I try to keep you up to date on all the news. I've been Mr. H, and until next time, I'll catch you in the comment section.